been very derogatory toward all kinds of women. He has specifically called out women by name, insulted them. I'm sure there is somebody somewhere that he might be good for. But I think overall, there's just no evidence that he has an understanding of what women's lives are like today.
It's the bullet point Hillary Clinton has decided will be a mainstay of her battle with Donald Trump. That the man has proven to be a sexist, misogynist with no possible idea of what it's like to be a move about life as a woman. And because of that, he simply cannot be trusted with the female vote. It's harsh, filled with plenty of emotion. And a lot of people on both sides of the aisle agree. Then again, plenty of Republican women have stated their support for the presumptive Republican nominee, calling him the best choice for America, no matter what has been said either on the campaign trail or in his past. And even those on the distaff side who hold no party affiliation, and yes, some of those who call themselves Democrats, in some test cases leaning toward Trump for a very simple reason. They don't like Hillary. They never have. They never will. And they see her as the worst thing that could happen to America, especially to women. For they see her as a lying opportunist who had plenty of chances to truly stand for women in the past and backed off thinking only of herself and her political future. So let's begin there. Welcome the veteran political analyst, best-selling author of numerous books, including his most recent, Power Grab, Obama's Dangerous Plan for a One-Party Nation, Dick Morris. Dick, always a pleasure. Let's go ahead and get right to work. Hillary believes that it's going to be her take on women. She is going to be able to get women back in the fold and to vote for her. But you and many others believe it's simply not going to happen. She can't get back there, can she?
Well, no, I believe she can. I don't believe she will. I think she's going to lose the election, but it's early to make that prediction. The important point is that right now there is a 33-point gender gap between men and women. And when Obama defeated Romney, there was a 21-point gender gap. So cut it either way you want. Hillary is running 10 points better among men or 10 points worse among women. But one way or the other, there is a larger gender gap than there was before. While Trump trails Hillary by 11 points among women, he beats her by 22 points among men. And they're both halves of the same coin, but I think it's more dangerous for Hillary to be rejected so totally by men without women really stepping up to the plate to support her.
When you say the word dangerous, Virginia Governor Terry McAuliffe facing a federal investigation related to campaign donations. He often refers to former President Bill Clinton as his best friend. How dangerous, in your opinion, will this be to Hillary?
Well, it gets very close to the Clinton Foundation. McAuliffe was, in the campaign of '96 that I ran, the go-to money guy who came up with all the money for the campaign. And since he left the White House and was running for governor, and after he was elected, he seized onto a program in the U.S. government that was itself suspect. It said that if you're a foreign national, particularly from China, and you want to come to the United States, we'll get you a visa, put you first in line for it, if you invest $500,000 in creating jobs in the United States. And the investment criterion was pretty loose. And a whole lot of Chinese nationals, including many with links to the Chinese spy agencies, qualified. And the guy who shepherded those applications through was Terry McAuliffe. They turned out to be investors in his company and then major contributors to his campaign and to the Clinton Foundation. And it's a very serious situation, and the FBI is looking into it. There's a lot that I think they may find there.
Got about 2 minutes. Two things I need you to get on here. In the Associated Press report that came out today, they talk about the State Department audit that has faulted Hillary Clinton for poorly managing her email, other computer information. But, Dick, they also talk about previous secretaries of state, a long-standing systemic weakness. So is it not fair to say that Hillary Clinton may be guilty of this, but she basically took advantage of what other secretaries of state had been doing for years?
Well, prior to 2008, when she took office, emails had not assumed the current level of ubiquity of being everywhere that they did now. So I think historical considerations are there's a nominal token amount that Rice and Powell may have sent, as opposed to hundreds of thousands that Hillary sent. But what's mainly worrisome for Hillary about that Inspector General report is they uncovered one email from Huma Abedin, her top aide, to Hillary. And apparently what had happened was that Huma had sent Hillary an email saying, a lot of the people in the State Department are not getting your emails, Madam Secretary. Maybe you should switch from your private server to the State Department government server. Otherwise, many of your emails will be lost in the spam folder. Then Hillary wrote back and said, no, I don't want to do that. I want to keep the private server because I'm concerned that my emails might be too accessible. That's the word she used, accessible. Now, Hillary says she did this for convenience, only having to carry one device. Nobody really believes that anymore. But here is an admission that she did the private server to keep her communications inaccessible to freedom of information, to media inquiries, to anybody looking into what she was doing in the State Department.
There's an awful lot for Hillary Clinton to start explaining, and she's going to have a lot of time to do it between now and November, and we get to watch and talk about it. Dick Morris, always a pleasure, my friend. Thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you, Ed.